A strange thing has happened over the past few years. People are working more hours, learning more skills, starting more side hustles. Yet somehow, money feels harder to earn than ever. You can feel it. You send more emails, but close fewer deals. You post more content, but get less reach. You apply for more jobs, but hear nothing back. You raise your prices, and customers disappear. It feels like the world quietly changed the rules without telling you. And today, we're going to talk about why. Because the truth is not that you've become less capable. It's that the economic game you're playing has evolved, and most people are still using strategies from a world that no longer exists. By the end of this video, you'll understand why effort doesn't convert like it used to, why competition is invisible but everywhere, why value is judged differently now, and most importantly, what to do so money starts flowing toward you again instead of away from you. Let's start with something honest. Many people secretly feel like they are falling behind, even when they're doing everything right. They've put in so much effort into getting degrees, certifications, online courses, networking, and putting in heavy hard work. But the financial results don't match the effort, and that disconnect creates frustration, confusion, and self-doubt. This is one of the biggest psychological pressures of modern life, because when money feels harder to earn, people don't immediately blame the system. They blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm not skilled enough, maybe I'm not smart enough, or maybe I started too late. But what if the real issue isn't you? What if the environment changed faster than most people realized? Here's the important part. Money has not disappeared. In fact, globally, there is more money than at almost any time in history. Companies are still making billions, new millionaires are created every year, and entire industries are booming. So if money still exists, why does it feel further away? This is because access to money is no longer based mainly on effort. It is based on leverage. There was a time when working harder almost guaranteed better financial results. More hours equals more output equals more income. That world rewarded physical effort and time investment. But today, the highest rewards go to code that scales infinitely, content that reaches millions, systems that run without constant human input, and also capital that earns passively. In simple terms, the economy shifted from work more to build once, earn many times. And people still playing the trade time for money game are competing against machines, automation, and global talent pools. That's why it feels harder. You're not just competing with people in your city anymore. You're competing with the world. Before the internet era, your competition was local. A designer competed with designers in their town. A shop competed with nearby shops. A worker competed with others in the same labor market. But now, a freelancer in Africa competes with one in America, India, Canada, and Eastern Europe at the same time. A small brand competes with Amazon. A local restaurant competes with global food chains and delivery platforms. And here's what makes this dangerous. You don't see most of this competition, but it silently affects prices, wages, and opportunities. So even if your skills improved, the number of people offering similar skills exploded. More supply, same demand. This pushes earnings down. Money follows attention, and attention today is the most fought-over resource on earth. Every business, every influencer, every brand is competing for the same limited human attention. This makes marketing more expensive, customer acquisition harder, and organic reach lower. In the past, being good was enough. Now, being good and invisible means you don't get paid. That's a brutal but important truth. There was a time when the safe path worked reliably. We were told, go to school, get a stable job, climb slowly, and retire comfortably. But companies changed. They optimize for efficiency, not loyalty. They automate roles. They outsource tasks. They replace people with software. So income stability is weaker, while cost of living keeps rising. That makes earning feel harder because the margin for mistakes is smaller than ever. Housing costs, healthcare, education, transportation. In many countries, these expenses rose faster than wages. So even when people earn more money numerically, they feel poorer because more of their income is already claimed before they even see it. That creates a psychological illusion. I'm working harder, but I'm not moving forward. Not all skills lost value. Some skills became incredibly valuable. Others became common and cheap. Routine and repeatable tasks are now automated. Information is free. Basic knowledge is everywhere. What pays now is problem solving, system building, distribution control, audience ownership, and decision making. The market doesn't reward effort, it rewards impact and scarcity. Another reason money feels harder to earn is comparison. You see teenagers making millions online, startup founders raising funding, creators blowing up overnight. But what you don't see is the thousands who tried and failed, the years of invisible struggle, the lucky timing and network advantages. This distorts expectations. People expect fast success in a system that still rewards long-term positioning. Small businesses today face pressures older generations never faced. Online reviews determine survival. Ad costs keep rising. Customers have unlimited choices. Platforms control visibility. You can have a great product and still fail because distribution became harder than production. Nowadays, distribution is now more valuable than skill in many industries. When money feels harder to earn, people enter survival mode. They take low-paying work. They underprice themselves. They chase quick wins instead of building long-term leverage. Ironically, this makes the problem worse, because survival thinking leads to short-term decisions that block future growth. Side hustles used to feel like opportunity. Now they often feel like a second job that barely pays. Why? Because many side hustles rely on oversaturated markets such as dropshipping, generic freelancing, and content without differentiation. The barrier to entry is low, so the reward is low too. Here's the tension release moment. While money feels harder to earn for many, some people are earning more than ever. Who are these people? They are people who own platforms, own audiences, own systems, or own assets. They don't just work in the economy, they own pieces of it. We are getting to the end of this video, so let's summarize the real reason money feels harder to earn. In short, money feels harder to earn because effort is no longer rare. Time is no longer scarce. Basic skills are no longer valuable on their own. Leverage, positioning, and ownership are the new drivers of income, and most people were never taught how to build those. This is not a hopeless situation, it's a strategic one. The question is no longer, how can I work harder? The question is, how can I make my work multiply to earn more? To multiply your work and earn more. 1. You need to build leverage. Leverage means your effort keeps paying after you stop working. Examples are content that earns long-term, skills that scale digitally, products instead of services, systems instead of manual tasks. 2. You need to control distribution. If people can't see you, you can't earn. You must build channels such as email lists, audience platforms, communities, and personal brands. Distribution is modern power. 3. You need to focus on high-impact skills. Learn skills tied to outcomes. Sales, storytelling, systems thinking, negotiation, problem-solving. These skills are hard to automate and always in demand. 4. You need to think in assets, not tasks. Tasks pay once, assets pay repeatedly. Assets include content libraries, software, brands, investments, and digital products. In conclusion, money didn't become impossible to earn. It became harder to earn using old rules. Once you understand the new game, leverage, ownership, distribution, and high-impact skills, the frustration turns into strategy. If this helped you see the economy differently, make sure you like the video so more people can find it. Subscribe to the channel for more deep breakdowns of how money, business, and modern success really work. And turn on notifications so you don't miss the next file we open inside the world of business empires and financial strategies. Because here, business meets storytelling, and the goal is simple. It's not just to understand how money works, but to position yourself where it flows. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.